we go. Sarah here. Welcome back to another episode of Your Fucking Welcome. This weekend, I took some time to brainstorm, to strategize, to think about not only what I want to do next year, what I want my business to look like, what I want to sell, how I want to make money, all of that, but I was really sitting with and thinking about who I want to be next year. And I don't mean that in a way of like I have to change things or anything like that, while at the same time, it being my 10th year in business, right? I feel more confident and more certain about who I am and what I do than ever before. And I was kind of just having this moment of checking myself, of making sure that like everything that I'm doing aligns with that, if that makes sense at all. And so the term that kept coming to me was main character energy. And I almost hesitate to use that term because it feels a little cheesy, not to mention makes me feel a little bit old because I feel like it's like the TikTok kid thing. But I feel like each and every one of us in our lives, obviously, deserve to be the main character. We deserve for it to be about us and not other people, all of the things. And I was just reflecting in all of it about how to apply this essentially to my business, how I would encourage you to apply it to your business. And so it felt like the perfect podcast episode, just allowing you to step further into, again, that main character energy when it comes specifically to your business and how you operate and how you show up. So I broke it down into just 5 things I want to share with you that are hopefully, of course, helpful and profound and shift something in you. So the first one, and I deal with this, I hear this each and every day from clients. This is basically 99% of my conversations. Even if it's not the actual conversation, it's this kind of like overlying film, if you will, that's like kind of, I don't know, misleading some people. And really it comes down to remembering that it's just never, ever, ever about other people and what they want, right? Our businesses start with us, period. And I know that that can be confusing when we're operating, trying to get sales, trying to make money from other people. It can be very easy to go into a place of, well, how much would they pay? What do they want to see? What will they think? We're kind of outside of our bodies so often in that way. And I know that like everybody experiences this. I think it's so easy sometimes to assume it's newer entrepreneurs that deal with this kind of thing. And then again, you get to this point where you're confident and you just know this and you embody it. But I know working with 7-figure entrepreneurs who have been doing this for a while, they have moments where things pivot or things shift and all of a sudden it can knock them off their kind of certainty game. And all of a sudden they start putting so much pressure on this new thing that they're doing or this new angle that they're going that they forget all of the power and the magic that they have inside of them. And they start focusing on, okay, well, to make this work, what do they want? Again, what will they think? What do they want to see in this program? What do they want to see me talk about? And obviously, there's so much validity to making our people happy and obviously delivering programs the way that we said and all of that kind of stuff. But the most important thing that you can remember at every single stage of what you do is that it is about you, right? 99% of you are personal brands, your coaches, your business, your product is you. It's your voice. It's your message. It's your thoughts. It's your experience. And so for you not to be fully anchored and strong and certain in that first, but to then be worried about what everybody else wants, it really, really, really creates this wonky dynamic and it creates this fucked up energy that people feel whether they realize it or not. And I have seen it over and over again really hurt a lot of people when it comes to their sales, when it comes to just the overall momentum in their business. And so I just want to remind you here that with main character energy and all the things, your job is to put yourself first in your business. And it comes down to, again, your expertise, your message, your value, the way that you want to do things. And you are showing up, sharing it with everybody else with that you're fucking welcome attitude and not bending or shifting or changing essentially to make other people happy. Your job is to be steadfast about who you are and what you do and trust that people want to get on board with that rather than, again, attempting to bend for others, okay? The second thing is that you want to operate in your business and speak in your business and share in your business with the belief and understanding and the energy that you have arrived. You are not trying to arrive, trying to arrive, trying to arrive. You have arrived. And I would be lying to you if I said that I feel as though I have always done this perfectly. I know that I haven't. It's an interesting thing, because I'm sure you've heard me say many times before when I'm talking about programs and we're talking about ideal client stuff. I always say your ideal client's on island A, they want to be on island B, and you are the boat to get them from island A to island B. And what I'll have a lot of people say to me is, well, I'm not on island B. And I'm always trying to make people understand that, like, no. Nobody's on island B. It's not about this ultimate island B, because nobody is where they want to be completely, right? I am on island B when it comes to where I was before, or maybe to some of you or many other entrepreneurs out there, meaning I'm ahead, I've made more money, I've done more things, I'm more experienced, while at the same time, each and every day is spent torturing myself over where else I want to go, right? I'm always focused on like what other big things I want to accomplish and I want to do. And it's been such a constant thing for me to keep reminding myself that like I have to not operate as though I'm chasing something, not operate as though I am on this hamster wheel. My coach Carrie said to me one time, she goes, "You are operating like there is literally like a stick and a carrot like attached to your forehead, and you are constantly chasing after it." And again, I'm not pretending I've been perfect with this or that I'm going to be perfect with this, but I also know it's my job to remind myself and to practice over and over and over again the knowing and the feeling that I have a lot to be proud of in this moment. I've accomplished a lot in this moment, and I get to speak from that place versus the place of, oh God, I still have so many more things to do and I'm chasing something else, right? It's the energy of feeling and knowing that you've arrived. Sure, you want to do more things, but you're not operating from this place of I have to arrive, I have to do more things, I'm not enough right now, right? Because again, especially when what we do, that can be such a turnoff to people who are wanting to follow our footsteps, right? And so for this, I just want you to embrace as much as possible. One of the things I'll tell my clients to do all the time is create a brag list for themselves, right? Or write out all of the amazing things that they've done, they've accomplished, they've achieved, because it can be so easy for us to forget how incredible we are, right? And we focus on, again, where we want to go, but you reminding yourself every single day, if you need to, all of the things that you've accomplished and why you, again, are so proud to be where you are right now, and then operating from that place can be such a powerful energy for you to shift into. And your marketing, your selling, all of it really change and shifts in a positive way when you come from that place versus this place of course, not enough, right? The third thing is that I want you to remember here to be as ruthless as possible when it comes to what you're consuming, right? I always use the Britney Spears circus lyrics. There's only two types of people in the world, the ones that entertain and the ones that observe. And of course, each and every one of us, we're going to consume content, right? We're going to listen to other people. We're going to read books, things like that. But there's a very fine line where it's being done from a fear-based place versus an aligned place, right? You sitting there reading every book or signing up for every freebie or listening to every coach and every personal development person out there because you don't feel like you have enough already, and the secret, the magic, the information, the next level is outside of you, is a very different thing than reading something or taking something in objectively and, putting it through your filter, deciding what you believe and what you don't believe, deciding what you agree and what you don't agree with. But I know it's so easy, especially in this coaching space, to feel as though, so many other people are making so much more money, or feeling like, oh, this person has this strategy that they're talking about, I want to learn more about this. And of course, there's validity to that to an extent, but I hope you're hearing me when I say that it's a really slippery slope to start listening to and start paying attention to everybody else. And again, chasing this coach, chasing this piece of information, it just aligns with the underlying belief essentially that somebody else knows more than you, or just so much knowledge and so much power is outside of you. And again, I want to make sure that I'm saying that correctly, because like I know that there's a lot that I don't know. But that I also focus on what I do know, and I focus on what I believe, and I get to know myself better, right? Versus getting to know other people's stuff better at this point. I want to be more of a creator than a consumer. I want to listen to myself more than I want to listen to other people. And that's where, again, I put myself on the pedestal, if you will, instead of other people. And again, if we're talking about main character energy here, it's our goal to put ourselves ahead versus anybody else in our lives, whether that's in a dating situation or whatever. It's about you and not other people. And so if you are going to open yourself up to information, to content, I want to make sure that you feel as though it is truly serving you and it's aligned, and it feels like, again, not something that you're just consuming in this fear-based, I'm not enough way, right? And it's something that you genuinely think fulfills you and up levels you essentially, okay? It actually brings something really, really, really positive to your way of doing things. Otherwise, let's let it go, because we don't need to be listening to a million different people every single day. The fourth thing, which is similar, is, and again, if I'm specifically talking to coaches here, I think that it can be a really common thing, especially in the coaching world, to kind of coach jump. Like you're working with this person, and then you're working with that person, and who's the next coach that I'm going to work with? And this person's making more money, and now I've got to work with her. She's the it girl of the industry, whatever it is. And obviously, I'm a huge advocate for having coaches. I'm a huge advocate for aligning yourself with people you believe in and the people who are doing things the way that you believe in, and working intimately with people, and again, allowing them to hold space for you and all of those kind of things. It's really been truly the most beautiful thing of my life to understand and to like experience this world of coaching, and open myself up to how I can learn more about myself and grow with somebody, again, by my side, showing me things that I didn't see and things that I didn't know. While at the same time, just like with the last point, it can be a very slippery slope, and it can be very tricky when you're doing it from this place of I'm not enough and I've got to find this person and that person, instead of you kind of always feeling as though there's something, again, outside of you, or you don't know enough, or you don't have enough, or you're putting somebody else on a pedestal to, like, again, have them guide the way, because you're not putting enough trust and faith in the fact that you already know the way, right? And so again, it's hard to explain a little bit, but because there is such like a fine line, but I want you to hire coaches that you feel as though genuinely lift you up, right? And actually make you better, and have you believe in yourself more, get to know yourself even better, and make you an even better version of you, versus feeling as though you've got to jump on this train, or again, like be next to the it girl coach, right? Just for the sake of it, as if like I think a lot of people tie their worth to who they're working with. And again, I think that's a really dangerous game to play, especially if we're talking about main character energy, because if you are attempting to bring main character energy to your business, nobody else is above you. And so that means you're not going to Susie and Jessica and Amy and this person, and you're kind of climbing the ladder until you get to the top. You are the motherfucking top. That's the goal here. And I want you to embrace that and to remember that. Okay. And the fifth thing is, this is something that came up for me over the weekend, and I want you to just simply remember for yourself that I think a lot of times in business, especially in the coaching industry, a lot of people can attempt to, I don't want to say get gimmicky, but in the interest of standing out, in the interest of making more money, in the interest of like being, more magnetic and more visible to their ideal clients, I see a lot of people complicate things. I see a lot of people trying to go outside of the box, not necessarily from this like intentional place. It's really from this fear-based place. Like I have to kind of distinguish myself from everybody else. And I just want to remind you here that marketing strategies and, all of those kind of things, They're great to learn more about, they're great to pursue, but nothing does more for your business than you really doing your best to be the fucking best. You really knowing what you know, you really being good to your clients, you really owning the fuck out of your strategy, your system, your philosophy, your way of doing things, rather than, again, feeling as though you need to learn new things or, again, all of this success is outside of you. This is about you making it your mission to be a better version of you every single day. And again, that feels like an internal job versus the I'm not enough. And so I have to change this about my niche. I have to change this about my strategy. We're all of us are so often kind of chasing the next thing instead of going deeper within ourselves. And, if I look back on certain programs that have sold the most or the things that have made me the most money, they weren't the things where I was chasing new things. They were the programs, they were the philosophies that I was sharing from this fully embodied place and this place of like, I know these things really, really, really well. And this is what has worked for me. And I believe this so deeply. And people want to get on board with that because I am showcasing the fact that like, I know this better than anybody else and I'm owning that. And again, that's magnetic to people far more so than attempting to be somebody who is, again, outside of the box or kind of going left field just for the sake of it, just for the sake of being clever or creative. Being clear and being confident is always going to beat those things. And so I want just to remind you here that like you get to do what you do and you don't have to do everything else. You don't have to be everything else. You don't have to be anyone else, but it's your job to go within each and every day and, again, feel better and stronger and more confident and more certain about who that is and own that. And that's always going to do so much more for you, not only for your mindset and your beliefs and the way that you operate and your energy, all of that, but also how that appeals to other people, right? People can feel when you're really walking your walk. And I want that for you because, again, so much of this, I know it's simple, but the money that we make in our business, the success that we have in our business has so much to do with who we're being when we're doing things, not just what we're doing. And I want for you to be able to bring your best energy, your best information, your best message, your best self to every single thing that you do, because that will always, always, always improve your results versus doing more things, right? When you know you are the main character in your business, it comes off to other people. People feel that, and I want that for you. And so again, so much of this, as you know anyway, is an internal game versus a doing game. And I want you to never forget that, never forget how important who your being is when it comes to your business, when it comes to your money, because again, in my experience, in my opinion, that will always, always, always bring you further than focusing on, again, that next strategy or doing more things. Okay? I'll talk to you next episode. Bye.